1 week ago, and now I'm number 3 in the country because a guy 20 years old ran 8:24, so it's kind of fast.
Okay, right on.
Yeah, it's
And
gonna be fast.
yeah, yeah. Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm excited because I think they gonna try to go for the Olympic standard as well because the first guy is second in Europe, so he gonna try to go for the Olympic standards or the points. So it's gonna be a fast race for me to
What's
finish the seasons.
what's the A standard?
8:15.
8:15.
8:15. All right, right on.
Yeah, but
But you can, yeah.
yeah, you can get in with points. With the world ranking, you can
Yeah.
get some points. So I think he's gonna try to qualify with points.
Okay. Awesome. All right, so we are live this morning. We are back on the track and we are coming to you from the south of France. As you remember, we had the coaches from Wingate University on a few weeks ago, kick off the beginning of the summer, and we are back with two of their athletes. If you were following Division II track and field this past season, you know that the gentleman from Wingate University went 1, 2, 3 in the steeplechase, a clean sweep. And we are blessed and honored to have two of those members with us. We have Titouan Legrix and Ricardo Barbosa joining us. They are both uh, part of the 2023 NCAA Division II National Cross Country Championship team at Wingate. They are multiple time All Americans. We're going to get into it with their history and origin into running and all the good things they got going on at Wingate University. Gentlemen, how we doing this morning?
Good.
Good, good.
I should
Really
say
good.
this
It's
Happy to
nice.
be with you guys.
Yeah, it's an honor and pleasure. I should say this afternoon because you guys are it's about 2 o'clock where you are. It's early in the
Yeah.
morning. Jimmy and I just finished our coffee, but we're honored that you're taking the time out of your day to join us.
Yeah, it's really nice to be here as well. I wish Zoe could be here as well, but unfortunately, I don't know what's happening. He's not
That's all
answering.
right.
So
He can watch the live.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
if he jumps in at sometime, that's all right too. We'll get him in here. But we got you with us, and we're excited to chat with you. As I mentioned, we talked with Coach Paul and Coach Matt a couple weeks ago, and one of the things we like to do here with our podcast is present conversations to recruits and athletes so that they know that there are opportunities outside of the NCAA Division One or Power Five schools. There are a lot of great schools in Division Two and NAIA, JUCO. There's a lot of different routes you can take to get into school and be successful. And one of the cool things about cross country and track and field is that the stopwatch doesn't lie. If you're fast, and you can be successful at any division. And you also get those opportunities to compete at those big meets. You guys ran at Paul Short. I ran at Paul Short when I was in college, way back when, probably before some of you guys were probably even born, back in 1996. But
Ah,
right,
1 year.
one
One
year.
year.
See, that's how old I am. So yeah, so we're honored to chat with you and hear about everything. So first thing we want to do is why don't we just start off with your origin story? How did you guys go ahead, Jim?
Richard, not to cut you off and be rude, but gentlemen, before we get into that origin story, let's let everyone know where they
Yes,
can
thank
find
you.
you on social media and anything else you guys wanna shout out. Do it here.
Go ahead, Ricardo.
All right. So for me, it's on Instagram. My Instagram is Barbs GR. So BARBS GR. You guys will find me there. And also, I'm part of a little team as well, Bros team. Is a little team that we create in Colby Community College to try to recruit some athletes there, trying to run with the friends, and sometimes they don't have a club to run on summer and all that. And yeah, you have a little YouTube channel as well, Bros Running, if you guys want to join
Can you spell
and
that?
follow. Bros, so it's like
BR.
bro and souls, like running. So Bros BROLES. Running.
Awesome.
And for me, mainly it's on Instagram. My Instagram is Titwan-LGX, LJX, my last name. But if you type like Titwan Rugrix, I bet you can find it. And then, so I met Sway when I will talk about it more lately. But I met Sway when I came in the US, and we straight like became really really good friends. So we decided to create a YouTube channel, him and I, and we're just sharing our story, like pole short races or national races or whatever. So we have a YouTube channel that is called Dogs Menek, dogs for the bulldogs, and Menek because of Paul Domenech. So it was kind of a funny name that we wanted to have. And so we are Dogs Menek on Instagram, but also on YouTube.
Awesome.
And
I
we're
can't
sharing.
Really
can't
good
wait.
channel.
Yeah, I can't wait to check it out when we get out of here. And
Yeah, and also, yeah, sorry to cut you off, but it's because soon, I mean, I'm currently editing the video of us going 1, 2, 3, and it's gonna be a long video throughout the whole season, with the first race of Ricardo and Rally Relays through the national, and it's gonna be really a nice, I think, a nice show. Not Netflix series, but a nice show.
well, I cannot wait to see that. And you mentioned you guys going 1, 2, 3. And before Rich takes it over from here, I just want to thank you, gentlemen, for getting me super stoked to watch a track meet. Because Rich is a track nerd, me not so much. I'll jump in here and there. But because we have this podcast, because we've talked to Matt, because we've talked to Paul, and just knowing that there's some kind of like connection. We were watching it, we were rooting for Wingate, and to see you guys go 1, 2, 3, I was down at the harbor here catching sunset. I was watching it when I was walking. I was yelling at the phone. People were looking at me like I was a crazy man. So I just want to thank you guys and congratulate you guys because you were part of something special.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you so much.
thank you.
Yeah, and in addition to having run at Paul Short before you guys were born, I was also a steeplechaser, so I was even more invested in y'all and the event, and I have a lot of admiration for you guys and how fast you have run. I was not necessarily that fast, but I have a strong passion for the event, and yeah, it's
How
just
fast?
exciting to get reinvigorated. I was 9:22, 9:23.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's good.
He fell down in that race too.
I hit the
So
last barrier.
That was my season best last year. It was
Okay.
9:20.
See, I didn't have the benefits of double threshold training back then, so that I'll use that as my excuse.
Yeah, exactly. And you did not have Paul Dominic as well. So that's the
didn't.
second excuse.
And I didn't have, oh, I did have some good teammates, but I didn't have quite the crew that you guys have. So,
Yeah.
yeah, we really enjoyed following you guys, and we're really excited and fired up for cross country season. I even saw you guys do some of your long runs because I'm in South Carolina. I saw you guys do some of your long runs in South Carolina. Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We go in the mountain. I don't even Sugarloaf it's called.
Yeah.
We're going there some days to do the long run.
I may have to come up and join you guys on some Sunday runs.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
are welcome to come.
Yeah,
I'll
for
probably
sure.
running with the ladies, but you know what? It'll be all right.
Nah,
We
we don't
don't-
go that fast, huh?
Yeah.
Right on. Awesome. So, as we were saying, let's get into your origin story. We can go around the horn here. And, I have a pretty interesting story. I ran a 5 mile race when I was 5 years old because the 10 and under division was first place was a fish tank. So, I wanted to get that fish tank. And so, I ran 5 mile race when I was five. And then I've been running ever since. I still run now. I run ultra marathons. I've, run a couple 100 mile races. My last race was in March. I did a 50K and I have a 50K coming up in July. So I'm still active in the sport and still running and trying to get it done. So how did you guys discover running? Was it love at first sight, or is it something that you were doing for another sport, or how did you guys get into it?
Go ahead.
It one. Okay, so for me, first I was a soccer player, football, how we call it in Europe. And then back home we have these races at the high school. It's like a cross country, and if you win in your school, you're gonna race against another schools, and you have like a national championship with all the schools. And then someone told me, "Oh, you should try to run in the club because back home we don't have this like university track and field or cross country. It's more clubs like outside in the town or like that." So I joined a little club and started going from there. I saw that I was kind of fast a little bit for my, so I just keep going and now I'm here.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, not to be boring, I played a lot of soccer as well. I mean, that's mainly what you do when you guys, when you get educated in French, you mainly play soccer and then start another sport if you like another sport. But so I played soccer for 10 years or more or less, I don't know, but really long time. And then my father always been running. He always been running. He was doing triathlon back then. So I always did a little bit of racing, like some 5K park run or whatever. And at some point, he just asked me to stop soccer and start running because he wanted me to run more with him and stuff. And he kind of forced me, but now I thanks him so much because it's really nice. I mean, not every day, but it's really nice to run in general. And so yeah, that's how I started running. And same as Ricardo, I was in a club because there is no such a thing about university sports in France. So I was just in a club and stuff, and then I got this opportunity to come here in the US, and I took it straight away because I started running like 1.5 years before coming here in the US. It was not so long ago.
Okay. So let's get it out of the way. Who's your football clubs? Who do you support?
PSG for me.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Both in
And
PSG?
no, I was born in Nice, so I support Nice.
Okay. All right. Loyal.
Yeah, not the biggest club, but one of the best for me.
Yeah.
At
Awesome.
least in France.
So not knowing that there's not really like a collegiate system in Europe, was running in the US collegiate system, was that a goal, or is that something that just kind of came on your radar? Maybe Coach Paul reached out to you. How did the recruiting process go? When did running in the US become a thing?
So we part of an agency. There is a guy that is called Martin Cass. He came in the US. He was a French guy that came in the US when he was young, but he discovered that the paperwork and all this stuff to come in the US are just like signed to a university in general was pretty hard. So he decided to create an agency to help a French athlete to go there. So we kind of reached out to Martin Cass, and then had a lot of contact and coaches, and then he reached out to Coach Paul or whichever university, and then we had multiple opportunity, multiple scholarship offered, and then we choose which one we wanted to go. Personally, I did not have so many. I just had 2 full scholarship offered, and there were one in Flagler and one in Wingate. So I decided to go in Wingate also because I liked the coaches and I liked the project that was behind. They were not a great team back then, but I don't know. I thought it was a really cool coach and a really cool. They were really ambitious. I really liked it, so I signed there.
Yeah, for me was the same, but same process. But I went first to a JUCO because I was not feeling that confident to come straight to a D2 or D1 program, and with my English was not the best thing to do. So I went to junior college, Colby Community College. I was really surprised with the program that we had there and the team, and then he bring me to Wingate. But I will explain later, maybe.
Well, Ricardo, you bring up Kobe Community College. Rich and I are very familiar with Kobe Community College. It is a wrestling powerhouse. I actually had to beat a gentleman from Kobe to become an All-American when I wrestled junior college, and there's a lot of good MMA fighters that went through Kobe. Daniel Cormier was one of them. So we are familiar. We know it is in the middle of nowhere, Kansas, and we know you're from Spain. So let's get in Portugal. I'm sorry, man. I'm so
It's
sorry.
okay. We are neighbors. We are
Yeah,
neighbors.
I'm so sorry. So you are from Portugal. What was that culture shock like? Was there moments of time saying, "What am I doing here? Do I love running this much?"
Yeah, actually, I'm not gonna lie. When I arrived to Kobe, I say I don't know if I will spend more than 2 weeks here because it was really only cornfields and cows, and the cow smell in the morning and the cold. Either is too cold or too hot, so there's no middle. And then we have a really little campus, and the thing that was really good actually to create a team bond because like that we live all together, we spend 24 by 24 all together and create like a family bond. And coach Brady Johnson uh bring some guys as well from France with me, that we create a little bond with the Americans, with the South Africans, a really good South Africans we had over there as well. And yeah, the culture is a big difference. It's more country, and I didn't know about country culture before because in Portugal we in Europe we don't know that much about that. So was nice.
All right. And Titouan, what was it like for you going from France to Wingate? Was that I'm sure it was just as much as a culture shock.
Yeah, it was also culture shock, but honestly, like where I live in France, it's like I live in Montpellier, but a city next to Montpellier, so it's like also it's not really country, but it's not like a big city, and Wingate is not a big city either, so it was not such a big of a shock. I would say like was what was more a shock was more the the English speaking, because I was not speaking English at all, and just the people in general coming from all over the world. Because I mean, I probably will forget so many, but we have Portugal, Spain, Germany, Netherlands, England, so many country just in the track team. So it's like you coming there and you like just a little boy from France, you don't speak English, and there's all those people speaking with different accents, the same English but with different accents. You're just like, wow, what am I doing? And then your coach is Spanish, but the head coach is Spanish, but the overall coach is American. You're just like, wow, what is going on now? And yeah, so that was a bit more of a shock than just like the place in general was fine. I mean, I did not feel like, I mean, it was different. Everything was bigger, but it was not so much of of a of a difference.
So Ricardo, I will add too a little another through line for you. I was a junior college All-American in cross country. I was a Division III JUCO runner up back in the day in 1996. So I'm very familiar with the JUCO experience. Jimmy was a JUCO All-American in wrestling, so we do have that connection as well. I'm curious for both of you gentlemen, how much of an impact or how much did it play into your going to Wingate that also Coach Paul was from Europe as well? Did that play a part of your decision making?
For me, yes, because I wanted to go to a school where you have a lot of diversity. So like that, I could be more like familiar with like don't be too homesick, we say, right? Yeah. So and then Coach Paul, I knew that he have like the culture, European culture a little bit, so he could mix American, and that I love American culture as well, so mix the both and it works really well. So for me was that.
Yeah, same for me also, because I thought the way he would coach would be a bit more the European way, which is not true because he's coaching more with the American way. But I came thinking about like, oh, he's gonna coach the same as my coach in France is coaching me, so it's gonna be nice. But not really. But yeah, it was nice to know that you have someone, yeah, kind of close to your home that is like on top of you and coaching you. It was nice too.
Mm.
But yeah, at the end of the day, I think it doesn't really matter anymore. But
Yeah.
when you when you first commit, I think it's nice.
Yeah.
I want to give you two gentlemen the most dabs in the world, because I've only been out of the country once for like 8 days, and it was Costa Rica. And the whole time I thought I was gonna get jumped. People were gonna stab me because I couldn't speak the language. So the fact that you guys had such a passion and a drive for your goals that you decided to say, hey, I'm gonna come to the country. I don't speak the language. I don't know anyone. Go to South Carolina, go to Kobe, Kansas, and just commit to it. Man, that takes a huge set of balls, for lack of a better term. So I give you guys dabs on that. Ricardo, I want to go back to Kobe, and I want to ask what it was like. You were a junior college national champ. You win those 4 national titles there. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts when that happened? Were you constantly thinking what's next, or did you get to enjoy that moment?
So in Colby, I really enjoy every race like it was, like I was living like every race by race, not thinking too much about the future. I had a lot of coaches when I win my first national championship that start talking with me and saying, "Oh, you should come to D2," or because I was not eligible in D1. So a lot of D2 schools that reach out, and Coach Brady said you should enjoy this experience because JUCO is something that change your life, and you will see that here we're gonna make your process going to D2 really easy after, and is a advice that I really appreciate it because now I went to D2 and it was more easy to me to join the Wingate group, and was not a big shock, but it was being Kobe was really good. And people, I know people think that is more easy. A lot of people say that is easy in JUCO, but it's not that easy. So
Man, Ricardo, you just gave me the best soundbite and a clip for 2 dudes who love JUCO. So thank you for that, and I appreciate your mindset. Tituan, I'm curious for you, the race experience coming to the United States, that first race on the line, was there a difference? Is there a difference racing in the United States
Yeah,
compared to Europe?
yeah, there's such a big difference. Also, because Coach Paul doesn't want us to be too ready too soon. So the first 2 races that we do, we actually not really racing, but we do more likely a workout, which is nice. But every freshman like me, I did it. You race your first race, even if Coach Paul tell you, no, you're gonna do a tempo workout. You just go on the line, you go all out, straight from the gun, and you try to not die, and then make it look easy at the end, and shakes everybody's hand and say like, oh yeah, that was pretty easy, but you were gone, you were dead. And so it was just what I found really hard is like in France, you're gonna race against like 2, 3, 4 guys that they have your level, but that's it. Like, so it's like not really competitive. And you come here in the US, like my first race, I think if I take off Bulldog Stampede, that is the Wingate cross, it was cross in Converse kickoff here. And it was like, I don't know, I feel like I think I finished 52 or 53rd or whatever. And I was like, wow, what's that? Like, I thought I was one of the best in France. And now I come here in a random cross country, I'm 52nd or 53rd. I was like, what is going on? So that's why I had a lot, I mean, a lot of a struggle for the first 2 years, because it was really hard for me to kind of get my use to the race in America, and not knowing anyone as well, because in France, so you race against everybody that you know for years and years and years, so they are always the same, like they're never gonna change. And here you come, every races you have different people, and every races those different people, they beat you. Like, it's not even like you're the favorite and you beat everyone all the time. I mean, I wish it was that, but it's not that. So it was a lot of a struggle at the beginning, just to understand that every race you're gonna fight against different people, and they're all gonna be better than each other. So, and you're not gonna have anyone that you know every time except your teammates. So it was really hard my first years to race. And also because everything's so big. Like on the cross country in France, you're gonna be like 30, 40 on the start line. Here you're like 200. So it's just the start's great. Yeah.
Take a step back. What was it like coming here, because I think you both said that English wasn't
No.
that great or non-existent. What is that learning curve like? How is it, one, trying to work with the coaches, but then also be in college level classes? And I mean, how do you catch yourself up to speed? Your English is pretty rock solid right now. How does
Yeah.
what does that look like?
Yeah. I hope, by the way, that I did not say it, but at the beginning, that you understand, because I know I do, and so as well we have a French accent, so I hope you
Oh
guys
yeah, you're
understand
good.
everything. If you don't, it's fine. Just ask me to repeat. I will. I'm used to it.
You speak better English than me, sir.
Yeah.
No, I doubt it, but yeah. No, it was funny also, because then you kind of discover a new culture with a new language. You discover so many more things that you didn't know, only because of your own language. I don't know if you guys speaking another language, but I'm not like putting you down like, oh, if you don't know another language, you don't know another culture. But I feel like I learned a lot about varsity and in America or everywhere in the world, just because I could speak English with some English or some guy from Netherlands or whatever. But just it was a lot at the beginning, because you needed to. I mean, I don't know if it's the same to Ricardo, but I needed to like translate every homework in French, then do the homework in French, and then translate it again in English to put it back
Yeah.
on the classes for the teachers and stuff. And it was really hard also when Coach Paul and Coach Matt, they were explaining stuff or the workouts or whatever. I could not understand, so I was asking Zoe to translating for me, or Pierre that was here back then, to translating for me, because I could not understand. But after a semester, you get used to it, and I would say after a year and a half, you get you can fully speak. Then it's pretty good. But the first 2 months are really hard also, because you're away from your family. I don't know how it was for you, Rico.
For me, it was it's like you need to be out of your comfort zone and just go out there and try to speak, even if you don't, your English not the best. You try, and that's the way you're gonna learn faster. Because if you get shy and you don't want to talk, it's kind of hard. And I'm someone that always like to joke, so for me, it was kind of fast to learn. I still do some make some mistakes, but I think it's not that bad. So
Do the accents help with the ladies on campus?
a little bit, little bit. But, I'm in a relationship, so
So it works.
Don't be shy, Rico. Tell us.
no. At the beginning, yeah, we use
Rico
it, but
Suave over there.
at the beginning we kind of use it on our favor. But now we are
Now, now that
serious
now
men.
that you're serious, it doesn't work anymore.
What?
Well, now that you're serious, it doesn't really work anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't work now, and everybody knows all the world. I hope you guys have a lot of millions like that. That everybody knows.
So you guys won cross country last year. You were second the year before. You're going in to 2025. You've got a lot of the team coming back. You guys went 1, 2, 3 in the steeple. Are you feeling the pressure to repeat? Do you feel like you have a bullseye or target on your back going into the 2025 season?
For sure. I think not to be cocky, but every team gonna come for Wingate right now. Next season, because we did build a big program now, so we know every time we're gonna go out to race, though the teams know that they need to be with us to do great as well. So I think it's gonna be a good season, and we have a lot of good teams and good athletes on the D2. And next year, I think it's gonna be something crazy
Yeah.
between all the teams.
Yeah, and as Coach Paul also always says, it's easier to be chaser than chased. So this year we're gonna be chased by everyone. But I think, like, for us, Wingate boys in general, we like challenges and stuff. So it's like we've been chasing the other one for the last 3 years now that we've been in national, and I think for now it's nice to go the other way around and just being chased. It's like another motivation as well, just to you being chased, so it's harder, but you want to prove them that I'm claimed I'm the best, but we're the best, you know. So yeah, I think it's a different motivation, but now we have such a strong team, sorry. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see how the season goes, but I think everyone is really motivated, and I would not say that there is anyone thinking like, oh, we did it once, it's boring, like whatever, like maybe we're gonna do it twice, but like no, everyone's as motivated or more motivated than last year, I would say. So it's great. Yeah.
So you guys are coming back as the big dogs, no pun intended there, but you're coming back as the big dogs. But you went into the steeple this year ranked 1, 2, and 3, and we talked to Paul about it, how you guys were saying going into the race, you guys are expected to score those points, so there wasn't more that you could do for the team, and kind of felt bad about that because you guys are expected to score those points, and you did it. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people don't go in with the targets on their back and kind of walk away clean sweep. We know the gentleman who's not with us today, he got third and he kind of sneaked that by at the end, but you two were kind of up there and made that happen. Talk about that mindset going into that race, knowing you're the favorites. Is it worrying about your performance and not so much the place at that point?
Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry, I'm gonna talk. Ricardo, I'll let you talk after. But it was. I mean, that's the thing. Like, we really wanted to do something as a team. So not just the steeplechase, but the whole crew. And for that, we needed the 24 points of the steeple. So obviously, like in every other event, like 5K, we could score more points. But on the steeple, it was either way we score what we are supposed to score, or we're losing points. And that's why we had a bit of a pressure on this, but also like we talked so much about it for months and months with Coach Paul and Coach Matt. We had a really good tactic that we will be explaining later. But we were just like mentally prepared and ready to fight for those 24 points. That was the whole goal of the season, pretty much.
Yeah, you basically say everything, because we went to this race with a mindset that I think nobody could take. We went to the race saying that nobody can take that from us. We're not gonna go there and fight. If someone beat us, is that it was not our day, but I think everything was there on that day. Everything went perfect, so it happened what need to happen.
Were you guys running steeple before you went to Wingate?
Yes, for me, I think I ran a lot of steeplechase before, but my time was not that good, so I actually started thinking about stopping the steeplechase and just run 1500 and more 5K or something like that. But then when I came to America and I went to Kobe, Coach Brady told me that I would break 9, and I believe and trust the process. So that's why I have a tattoo saying "trust the process" as well, because it's something that I really believe. And when you trust, it happens, and just need to go with that.
Yeah, and as I said earlier, I started running just 2 years before coming in Wingate, and my coach was he ran for France on the steeplechase, so he talked to me about it, and also a really famous guy, I don't know if you know him, Maiden Mekessi, is a French steeplechaser. He got twice second at the Olympics, and one time he got third. So like steeplechase in France is really, really, really famous. Maybe as famous as the 1500, I would say. I mean, definitely it's really, really famous. And so I wanted to try, and I tried, and I did pretty good, and I loved the event. I was like, oh, I wanna do that on track, this and 1500. So yeah, we both did it before Wingate.
What are your current PRs in the steeple?
Right now, you mean, or
yes,
back?
right now?
So for me, it's 8:39, and I think T1 8:38, and so 8:37.
Yeah.
Okay.
My PB was at national. I haven't raced 1500 steeplechase since then.
Okay. And so what was the strategy, knowing that you guys were the top 3 seeds into the race? And I know Coach Paul cooks up some great strategies and stuff for y'all. What was the mindset going in? What was the strategy going in? Was it the plan to work together and beat the other contenders?
Go ahead, Rico.
So we had a strategy because we raced couple steeplechase during the season, so we could see what worked the best for us. And we know that T1, when he puts the pace, is like a clock; it goes perfect. So we told him we're gonna start. So T1, the strategy was everybody takes 800 meters. So T1 was first. He took the first 800. So we stood with him. We stayed just behind and followed because we knew that he was on a good pace. Then was Soe, who was supposed to take the second
No,
800.
no, it was you. It was you.
Oh yeah, it was me because Soe would take the yeah. It was me because that way I would rest a little bit to come again at the end and try to push the pace because I like to finish strong from far. And Soeo took the third leg, so it was 8-8-8.
Yeah, as you said, it was. We decided because we saw that we were able to both the three of us holding a really strong pace for a long time. So we decided to go on 8:35 pace, or on the day maybe 8:40 because it was windy and it was really hot. So we decided to go on a strong pace so we would clear out a lot of people. Most of them, they did not give up and they stayed with us until really really late. We were surprised, but we did not panic. So the plan was to go on this sort of pace, 8:40 to 8:35, and I would take the first 800 at this pace that Ricardo would took off me and do the 800, and then so I would take the last 800, and for the last 500 we were planning on just racing for the last 500, but we said that it was more likely Ricardo that would pass because he liked to finish from 500 600 to go, while where I prefer finish just 200 to go, or so like 400 to go. So that's how we decided to do. And just, but the last 500 was just mainly a race if everything was clear, but it was not really clear. So we were a bit stressed, but we did not panic. So everything went right, I would say.
And what's that like at the end when you cross and then you see your teammate cross and then you see your teammate cross and you guys did it. You knew, obviously the seeds had you finishing in 1, 2, 3, but there's always someone that can rise to the occasion, come in and break that up. But you did it and you got 1, 2, 3. What's that like as a team? What's that like as an entire track team? What's the celebration like? We saw you guys dancing a little bit together. I mean, it's got to be an amazing feeling.
Yeah.
So for me, the sensation was crazy because 2 laps to go. There were a big screen at the stadium, so we could see on the curve. We could look to the screen and see the race a little bit for a few seconds. So I was T1. Me and T1 were in front, and so right behind us. And I looked to the screen and I saw a bunch of guys with us, and I say, how these guys, they are all here, and actually they all PR. So they I think they were happy that we made these tactics. So I kind of stressed for a bit and say, okay, maybe it's gonna be harder than we think. And on the last lap, I saw Tituan and Soe going, and I knew that it would be 1 and 2 because these guys, when they go like that, they would not catching them. So when they went, I said, okay, now it's gonna be on me because I was with Felix Perrier, a guy from Azusa, a French guy as well, and I saw that he kind of pushed harder before the water pit. So I say, okay, I'm feeling good. I'm gonna let him go and come back on the last 100 meters. And what happened was I saw Titwan finishing, winning, Soe, and then all the stadium. We had all the teammates, it was funny because they didn't celebrate when Tituan passed, and so he passed. They turned the head straight away to see where I was because they knew he could do 1, 2, 3, and then they saw me sprinting with Felix, and I got third, and it was just a bunch of emotions. We hug each other. Was a crazy sensation.
All right, so I want to apologize to Soleil because I said he got third. You got third, Ricardo. I'm sorry. You were the one who outkicked the gentleman at the end. That was amazing. And you guys are talking about that systematic approach, that 800, 800, 800. That's the stuff Rich and I dream about at the national level. And you guys did it. And watching your training, man, there's a lot. You guys have really good social media accounts. Soleil has a good social media account. You guys have better accounts than the Wingate website because we were getting all our information from there. But that said, Wingate had that documentary about you guys that was amazing that Rich and I watched more than once, and we got to see you guys train. And you train in that systematic approach where it's kind of like clockwork. And the big thing going around is that double threshold training, what everyone's doing, all the cool kids are doing. So kind of get into that systematic training, that double threshold, what your guys' takes were on it before you got here, and what you guys think of it now.
Yeah, that's something else also that we did not mention for about the race that I wanted to mention now. But also, since you've seen the reportage, and if you go on the YouTube channel we have with Suede, but it's about all of us, you can see that it was more than just teammate finishing 1, 2, 3. It was really like Ricardo and Suede, also because we speak French also together, but we are like more than teammates. We are like really friends, real friends. So outside of just winning with my teammates, it was winning with my friend, but the whole team in general, it was the same. That when we win national as a team cross country, like you can think like, oh, it's nice they won as a team, but actually we did not win as a team. We just won as a group of friends, because like we're living together 24/7. We running together, we eating together, sleeping. We're not sleeping together, but I mean we're sleeping in the same
I mean,
place.
Soe and Tituan, huh?
No. So I just mean that was crazy to win with Ricardo and Soe. Like you can tell like straight after, like I finished the race, and straight after the finish line I turn around, I see Soe, and then I wait. I mean, I don't wait so long because it's only 2 seconds, but I wait 2 seconds, I see Ricardo coming, and I'm just like, wow, we did it. Like straight away, it was just like we did it. It was not a personal victory, but it was just like a group victory. Like we did 1, 2, 3, no matter what. Like we did not care about the order. If it was Ricardo, Soe, and me, would have been the same. We just wanted the 1, 2, 3, and we actually did it. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's something that people ask me. Actually, they say at the race you think about winning, and it's the first time that and I think that's what play. Maybe at the end I didn't follow straight away Tito and Sue, because I was not on the mindset to say, okay, I just want to win no matter what. I was like, it's 1, 2, 3. So when I saw them going, I said, I'm just gonna make sure that I'm third, and think that's what make the success at that day was running as friends and not individual way.
So
Hold
sorry,
on,
I did not.
hold on. I don't want to cut you off, but you guys just said some awesome stuff. We can get back into double threshold,
Yeah,
but
because
you guys just said some awesome stuff about the friendship. Again, goosebumps. That's the stuff Rich and I dream about. Doing it with your brother, doing it with your friends, getting that 1, 2, 3. And Ricardo, you kind of had that thought like, I got to get third. Like my 2 boys just did it. Well,
Yeah.
go into that at the end was like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Okay, I did it.
He was actually like that. For a moment, I was thinking that I lost. So because if you guys can go back and watch the race at the water pit, Tituan and Sue gave us like 2 seconds, and then Felix gave me like 1 second. So I was actually behind, and for a moment, I think even Felix think that he was gonna finish third. So I said, no, I need to come back. And I just didn't think about nothing and just say, you need to get third and run. So even the last barrier, I used to, like you guys gonna see on the documentary, I had like a mental problem at the workout. Like I couldn't jump any hurdle. It was like something mental. I couldn't jump any hurdle. And at that day, I say, okay, now is the most important hurdle in your life. You need to go through and pass. And I went there and passed the hurdle and saw my teammates waiting for me. So it was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, since I said it and we are really good friends, we always make fun of each other a bit, and we were keep saying to Ricardo that he doesn't have a kick, because me and Sway beat him a few times. I mean, just 2 times on a kick. So I was like, we were telling him that he doesn't have a kick, and then he came out with this kick out of nowhere to outkick Felix Payet, and I was like, how this guy was holding that all season long to keep it until then. So it was also crazy because then we were joking about it and laughing about it, because obviously if we would have gone 1-4, it would still have been nice, but it would not have been the same feeling. Like obviously Ricardo would have been disappointed, and so we would have been not able to share our full like happiness. But it was crazy because then like we were just the 3 of us happy after a track race. It barely happened. I feel like to have like 3 guys, 3 friends that are really really happy after a race barely happened, I can tell. So it was yeah, even more crazy.
Best for last. Save the best for last.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's get back into the training a little bit with the double threshold. As Jimmy said, it's all the rave right now. The Ingebrigtsens have kind of brought it to the world, and Coach Paul had talked about it, and Coach Matt had mentioned it as well. What's that like for y'all? Did you have experience with it before coming to Wingate? Is it like on a 10-day cycle? Is it weekly? How's that work? And obviously you guys have seen some benefits from it both in cross country and in track. Do you enjoy it, or do you dread those days?
I enjoy it actually, to be fair, but before I didn't know about the double threshold. So I learned it at Wingate when I arrived. I say it's crazy. These guys run 40Ks in one day. It's not normal. So but now I think it's something that is really is the program. Wingate program is about this double threshold. I think I would resume like that.
Yeah, I also really enjoy it because I think the same as Ricardo. Maybe it's different for Sway, but I'm the type of guy that is really like on training a lot, and the more you train, the easier the race gonna be. Ricardo and me are a bit like that, like train hard, race easy. While Sway is more like training wisely and racing also wisely, but Ricardo and I are really stubborn, and we got to train hard. So I think it was really nice for the both of us at least to discover that. I mean, I experienced that a year before Ricardo, because I'm not sure you were doing it at Colby.
No.
But so I experienced that a bit before him. But yeah, I mean, also like we gave so much confidence with Coach Paul, because he explained us that with a way like we were on the classroom. We were literally on the classroom, and he was on a board explaining us why we would do that, like why we would do double threshold. And some people weren't unhappy about it, or they were like, no, it's not gonna work. But he explained us a lot for, I think it was an hour and a half long or 2 hours, even too long that we missed the calf, and they got to pay us then dinner. So it was that was nice as well. That's why I like double threshold. But no, except that, yeah, I think I personally really enjoy it. But you need to be professional next to that. You need to, I think it's important to recover the day before and also the days after, because if you don't do that, that's how we got not a lot, but some people injured, because I think they miss out a lot of recovery stuff, which is the most important, I would say, if you do this type of training, because obviously training a lot more than most of the people. So yeah, but I think once you try it, it takes a while. It didn't pay for me for a year and a half, but once it pay, I feel like it just gets you so much strong, but like so consistent as well. So it's not like in Europe, most of the people that doesn't do double threshold, they're just more likely gonna be peaked and then down and then peaked and then down, but like 3, 4, 5 times during that season, which is not really good. While us, we're just gonna stay consistent the whole way for like indoor from January to May, June, July, if you wanna keep training like that. And yeah, I personally think that now it's the best technique to train. Some people will disagree, but to experience multiple technique, I feel like this is the best one.
Not seeing a payoff for a year and a half. Were you like, this is crap? Like, why are we doing this?
Yeah. Sohei, I wish Sohei would be here to talk about it, because Sohei helped me a lot, because I was like, it is not working. Like, look at me, like this is not working for me. Maybe it works for people, but this is not working. And I talked about it with Coach Paul and Coach Matt, even to the point that I wanted to leave Wingate, because I was like, it's not working. I was good before coming, and now I'm just trash. I should just leave. And Coach Paul was like, no, trust me, trust me, Coach Matt as well. They were both like, you should trust the process, just trust the training plan. And I did, because also Sohei helped me a lot. And Sohei at that time was really performing. So it was like, look at me, like we are the same. We have 2 legs, two arms, and it works for me. So just trust me. And I trust Sohei. I trust more Coach Paul and Coach Matt than Sohei, but I was listening to them, and now here I am. But yeah, I can understand it's hard, and there's some freshmen here in Wingate for who it doesn't quite click yet. So I'm the first to tell them, like, just trust me. I mean, look at me. If you don't even trust me right now, just go on my T first and you will see. Like last year, my best steeple was 922. I opened up the season with 840 and no SteepleChase workout in the leg. So I was like, just trust me. Look at my T first if you don't trust me. And the training will, if you do what you're supposed to do, the training will work. But I'm sure that if you don't trust, because some people also does that, I guess, if you don't trust it and then you skip recovery or you skip runs or you skip mileage, then if you don't put all the chances on your side, it won't work.
Yeah.
So trust the process is a reoccurring theme. Are we going to see that on a Wingate cross country T-shirt this fall?
Oh, I wish.
Ask Ricardo.
Something to tell Coach Paul, huh?
Yeah, we should get on that. I'm curious. I live down in South Carolina. Jimmy's in Florida, so we were well familiar with the heat and humidity through the summer and the fall. I'm not necessarily sure what it's like in the south of France or Portugal in terms of humidity, but what's it like training in the summertime and into the fall? And do you feel like having that to your advantage, even though it might be a struggle, that when it cools off come late October and November, that it plays into your advantage, almost similar to like being at altitude?
Yeah, I think for me that I discovered this year. So when I came from Kobe to Wingate, the first month was really, really hard because it's kind of the humidity. You run for 2 minutes and it's like you came out of a shower. So it's but then like Coach Paul says, like be on training camp. Is you go there for 2 months, you're gonna struggle, and then you're gonna be benefit. So we just like you said, get used and trust the process and get into it.
Yeah, I'm not sure Coach Paul talked about it, but I'm pretty sure he did on your podcast. But what's really important as well, and what's really nice about this humidity is like we are a lot in the team. We are 40, and that's kind of setting everyone down. Like you cannot outrace everyone on the workout and stuff. So that's a really strong point about humidity, because otherwise, like in August, I will be racing every tempo days, and that would be like not possible. Like then you will not last so long. And to experience that now for 3 years, it's really hard on the moment. And as you said, it's not the same at all in France. It's really dry, I would say. So we're both living in the south of France, but it's quite hot. So it's the same heat. The heat doesn't change so much for us, but just really dry. And here it's so humid. I mean, here in the US.
Yeah.
So that's hard. But I would say to experience that for the last 3 years, there is something that is really, really important and nice about it. It's whenever you come to, I don't know, late October, sometimes in the beginning of October, but late October, you're gonna start workouts when there is no humidity anymore at all, or just a little bit. So it's just gonna feel so good while doing nothing else but just running, the same as you did 2 weeks before, prior. But there is no humidity. You're just gonna get down by like 5-10 seconds per K. It's like it's actually crazy. And when we go, like, I don't know, for races in we didn't go this year, but if you go to races like where it's not humid at all, you get like, it's like you come down altitude pretty much. So that's a big advantage that Wingate have. Maybe they don't have maybe they don't have altitude, but at least we have humidity, and I think play a big plus. And also I think that play a big role on winning national 2023 that were in Kansas, because it was also humid and hot. So it kind of seems like Wingate, where we trained for 3 months. So it was like, I think we were more used than Colorado School of Mines. I mean, definitely. That might be a little up that made us win national more than them, I would say.
Mm. Yeah, that's got to be a huge thing in the early part of like when the season starts, when you guys come in for pre-camp and in late August and September. It really reins you in, and it really cuts down on the friendly racing aspect of training. Sometimes you get in a college environment. I know that looking back as a 48-year-old, I was probably a detriment to myself and my teammates, and we were all a detriment to each other, because more often than not, our easy days were substantially harder than they needed to be, because we ended up racing each other. So I'd imagine having that humidity to kind of rein you in. You don't want to go hard when it's that humid. I mean, there's days when I go out and I run and I'm just like, well, this is the pace I'm running. I don't care what people say about my Strava, because they're not running in 75% humidity. So this is the best you get. And also because you can't cheat with humidity. Like, I don't mean that you can cheat without, but with humidity, like if you go faster than you're supposed to go, you're just gonna explode. You're gonna die so much. And it happened so many times on the first tempo workout on Fridays, when we got like 12K or 10K or 8K tempo. There is some people that start up front and they explode. I was one of them for 2 years, so I know that. But you just die hard when you go too hard in the humidity. You just can't handle it. It's just too hard. And you really feel like you got to stop the tempo, but then you ask Coach Paul and you understand that you got to finish and you stop after. But you wish you could stop earlier. Well, maybe it was more the humidity than the double threshold that was getting you those first 2 years. Exactly. Maybe you're right.
Gentlemen, how are you guys on time? Because we got a little over, and I'm really enjoying this conversation. You guys are right on time?
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't understand.
Are you good on time? Can you go for another 10 minutes?
Yeah, for sure. Do you have anything to do, Ricardo?
I'm gonna take my sister to her job, but I think I have 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm really enjoying this conversation. I know Rich is as well. You gentlemen talk about the humidity reeling you in and having all those top dogs on the team that if you didn't have that humidity, you'd be racing. What's it like coming from Europe, where you guys were top dogs, coming from Kobe, where you guys were top dog, and now you got 20 guys that can go. You got a bunch of studs. But what is that like as far as falling in line and being a good teammate?
Yeah, so for me, it was talking for experience to change. Tituan was already on this program, so maybe it didn't feel the way. But for me, when I came from Colby, I was used to be on the front. So every race, I knew that I will be on the front group and make the differences sometimes. And when I went to Wingate and I tried to do the same I used to do in Colby, and I look to my left and to my right and see 20 guys with me, it was kind of a big shock. And I think that play a little bit on the beginning. I had a little pressure, but then I understand that that's what make you run faster. When you have guys like that with you, if you know how to use that to push you further, so you're gonna fly after, because you're training with the people who want to do the best. So if you just follow them, they will bring you where you want to go.
Yeah, I would say that it humbled me so much. Like, you just come from being the best to being no one, and I think when you understood that, I think that's when you can become really, really good. Because I think my first year, I really thought like I would come here. I was in, I qualified for the European Championship, so I was like one of the best in Europe. Kind of, it's not really. I was not really the best in Europe, but I was feel like at my age group, I was kind of the best in Europe. And then I came here and I got beaten by like 20 guys on the first tempo. I was like, wow, what is going on? Like I got so much humbled, and I think that helped me a lot, because I think there's too many people that forget that they are not, even if they win, like I don't know, their conference or even national or whatever. If you win national D1, you're one of the best, but there is always someone better than you. Except if you're Inge Brixton, and also sometimes you get beaten, but there's always someone better than you. So I feel like you should be somehow really humble on your performances, even if it's nice to sometimes be a bit arrogant for the shows and stuff. But you should be humble, and that's what's really nice about Wingate, because whoever's gonna come now from freshman to whatever year they can come, they're just gonna be not humble, but there is no one that's gonna come and be like top dog straight away. Like they always gonna be, even if you one of the top dog, I'm gonna call Hamza Shahid, one of the top dog in Wingate. Sometimes in workout he gets beaten. It doesn't happen often, but sometimes he gets beaten. So it's like, even if you're the best, you still got to learn from the one behind or the one next to you. So I feel like that's a big up of Wingate as well. Just being able to learn from anyone.
You guys are wise beyond your years, and that is why you're so successful. So that's you guys. I am envious in that mindset at your age. So thank you for sharing that. I know that will go a long way with our audience. Last one I got before we get into the final four. Cross country or track? What do you prefer?
So the cross country word is different, because I like the thing to be a team, like work together and see the result at the end. But I think I will choose track and field, because track is yourself. If you do good, it's on you, you know. And I like that way as well. I like the competition and challenge myself. So
I think track is more relevant for people in general, for public, but I would say cross country just because I cry for regional, I cry for national from emotion. So just choose cross country over it.
yeah, it's hard to choose. Cross
Yeah,
country.
it's hard to choose. It's hard to choose.
It's just yeah, it's hard. I would say both.
Nah, you have to pick one. I pick cross country. You pick track.
Yeah, I pick
We
track.
even.
Like that, we are even. It's both still.
See, I always like the training and the team component to cross country, but I always seem to have more success on the track, so I tend to lead towards athletics too.
But
Yeah.
for the, I prefer the other way around though. I prefer track workouts, but cross country, because cross country workouts, it's hell hard. It's so hard.
Ah, yeah. When you wake up in the morning to go to the workout, oh my god.
Yeah, it's not. I don't really miss that now. It's coming back in August, Rico.
I don't want to think. For the moment, I'm enjoying the French Riviera, and then we go to cross country.
Last one I have for you. What's your favorite part of American culture?
Ooh, I would say I like how people like are more open-minded sometimes. Some stuff, because in Europe people are always stressed. You know, in Paris,
Yeah.
they go for work, they always running. In America, people are more chill, and that's the vision I have from America. Even if they don't know too much about our culture, we love your culture. So
Something that will point is how you guys are different about us and success. Because in France, it's kind of a shame to be successful, while in America, like everybody wants to be successful and respect the people that are successful. And in France, it's really the other way around, and I don't like that at all. I hate it actually, because in France, like you cannot speak about money, you cannot speak about success. Like people are gonna say, "Oh, you cocky, you're arrogant." Whether you just say like, "Oh, I won national," they're gonna say you're arrogant. While if you, I don't know, here in America say you won national, they're gonna say like, how come? How did you do? Who was there on what event or whatever? in France it's just gonna be the other way around. So I just like the way you guys are like not jealous but like inspired by success.
Yeah, open mind, inspiring. That's what I wanted to say as well.
Love it. Final four, Jim.
Yeah, Final Four. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for your perspectives on everything. It's been a ball. First one I got for you. Are you all coffee drinkers?
Oh yeah.
How do you
I am not.
No? All right,
No.
Ricardo, how do you brew your coffee and how do you take it?
So for me, everybody knows it's a latte. So it's my special one is latte. When I go to the races, me, Coach Paul, and Soe, Tituan, now we start to drink a little bit. We
Nah,
always go for a coffee before the races. So.
Yeah, just before the race, just to have a bit of caffeine, but otherwise I don't like coffee.
For me, I'm addicted to a latte.
Does Coach Paul make it for you with his fancy espresso machine that he travels with?
Oh,
he has his fancy one for himself, but for us, we just go for. We like to go to a local coffee, change from Starbucks and all that, because we like the machines. So we try to try different coffees every time. So
Awesome.
Gentlemen, do you have any daily practices or rituals that you do on a regular basis to show up as the strongest version of yourselves?
I used to I mean I also do it now, but I used to stretch a lot and do a lot of foam rolling and stuff and massage gun. I was recovering for an hour every night for a year, but that was my worst year on track ever. So then I stopped that because I was like, oh, it's not working. So now I don't do any of those. All I do is just like before my run, I just like do some active stretching, but I always do them. Like that's my only day. And I try to sleep early, wake up early as well, just to be better. But I don't do like crazy things. I don't know about you, Ricardo, but
no, the same. And I try as well to do different things, not just running, because I try to be like focused 100% on running, and I think so, it can cause some kind of stress or pressure. And it's good to be with friends and with your family and enjoy different things that not only running. So I think that's what make me run fast as well.
yeah, that's something that I wanted to point out when I was saying that I was stretching and stuff every night for an hour and stuff for a few months. I feel like I was too much on track, and I think one thing that is true, it's being well in your head. That's what being you well in your body in general. So if you don't free in your head and you just overthinking a lot of things, then your body will not follow because your head is controlling your body pretty much. So I think that's really important to find the balance on what you can do to be as good and as performant as you can, but not be too much to like decrease and being like overthinking it and making it too much a pressure because you make it too much important for you. Like it's a sport and it's really important. It's our main goal, the main point of our life now, but it should not drive you every day and every single minute of your day, because otherwise you're gonna explode.
Balance.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about balance.
Good job.
Everything.
Perspective.
Gentlemen, what are you listening to right now? Music, podcasts, audiobooks? Are you reading anything?
Music and podcasts. I think at the moment, like as the way I'm in the summer, I like music. South of France is all about music. Here you go. Yesterday was actually the French Day of music party. All the cities in France was everybody went out and put music outside. All the country celebrated. So I think music for the moment.
What anything special?
Every type of music, like everything.
Okay.
Fun, something may make me,
Now,
it make me.
how do you call the Portuguese thing that we dance on? Not the Portuguese. I forgot the thing that we dance on with Soy.
The funk, Brazilian funk.
Oh yeah, something like that. I don't know. Something you always put. We like. I like this
The
type.
funana.
Funana.
I don't speak
Yeah, that
Portuguese or
make
French,
me
but I think I know what that means.
It's
Do you have
nice
favorite
music.
American artists?
Oh,
You
I'm
did
gonna
what?
I'm gonna be pretty boring, but I would say Drake or
Drake.
Kendrick Lamar. I
Okay.
quite like them.
Drake or Polo G for me.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we're listening more rap,
Yeah,
American rap at least. In
Okay.
France, I listen a bit of everything, but and
Jules.
yeah, if I would talk a bit to Forsoek because he's not here, he would say that he's a reader, but this guy doesn't read. This guy just buy books and read the first 2
He
pages and then
fakes.
put
He
them on his
fakes.
back. He fakes because it looks good for the girls, but
Yeah.
I would love him to be here because he would say, "Oh, I'm a reader," and then I would jump on that and say, "No, you never finished the book, you liar."
Uh,
I must ask because I know Rich is probably gonna ask. Have you gentlemen ever been to Ibiza?
I never been there.
No.
I've been to something similar to Ibiza. When you finish high school in Europe, you go with a travel with everybody who graduate. So we went to Spain. It was kind of same as Ibiza.
now, do you call it Ibiza or do you call it Ibiza?
We say Ibiza.
Ibiza. For
Ibiza.
us,
Okay.
Ibiza.
All
But
right.
to back up that, we have a lot of places in France, also where Ricardo lives in Toulon here, Saint Tropez. There's a lot of
Oh yeah,
good place
Saint-Tropez.
to party. I hope Coach Paul and Coach Matt cut the live now, but there is a lot of good places to party there and enjoy. I would say if you have the opportunity to go there, you should.
Okay. There's some good places in Lisbon too, yeah?
Oh yeah, I'm going there in 5 days. So
All right. Behave yourself. You got a race to run.
no, for race.
Gentlemen, last
Go.
one we have for you. We know you have very dedicated to your program and to your teammates and to being successful, but do you have any guilty pleasures? It could be food, maybe you like a little vino, or are you closet Swifties?
Yeah.
Oh, I think for me is the burgers. I eat a lot, so
Burgers?
people always say that I eat a lot, but I stay the same weight all my life. I think that's a talent. Is my biggest talent. Eat and stay same weight.
Okay. You go to Five
Uh,
Guys?
Oh, I love Five Guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say the same. I'm not a big drinker, so I don't drink so much alcohol. I think so. I would have been a bit more on like some drinking a bit of wine sometimes, like really not often, but some every 2 weeks or whatever. I would say same as Ricardo. The problem is like I love food also because I'm French and we have really really good food here. So it's
Yeah.
hard for me to kind of restrict myself from eating like anything good. And I don't know, when you go, for example, near Five Guys and you can just smell the Five Guys, just like, oh, let me have one. I don't care about the race in 2 days. Let me
Yeah.
have. I
Oh,
think
This guy's
so.
coming in at the end of the podcast. I got the time wrong.
Oh my god, no way. Yeah, I probably
good
got an hour
morning.
wrong.
Good morning, Soy.
You probably got the time wrong.
Ah,
You got a
Hey,
haircut.
your mic is off. Sorry.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm so sorry. I forgot.
That's
It's
right.
just I'm in holiday, so I don't realize what day we are. If we are Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, or I'm
Hey,
sorry.
it's all good.
No
Your
worries, we
teammates were
explain
making
them.
fun of you. You didn't get the chance to defend yourself.
Oh, because they talk trash about me.
They say you
no,
buy books,
never,
but you don't
Soy.
read them.
Never.
Oh no, I do. I even say yesterday to Tito One that it was today at 2, but I didn't realize that today was Saturday.
It's all good. We could reschedule you, get you back on sometime. We'll do a solo one with you.
Everything works. I'm sorry.
No worries. We
Well,
had a blast.
yeah,
No,
we
we talked about you being a big reader.
Do you read a lot?
Reader?
Yeah,
The
you
emails?
read books, right?
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you coming in at the last question because now I don't have to go back and change all the banners that I put out because you did show up for the podcast at the end. So people are gonna have to stay tuned till the end. But Tituan, Ricardo, thank you so much, gentlemen, for your time, going a little over with us today. And this was a great conversation, and I really hope it gets to the people that need it, because you guys are spitting some knowledge. And Rich and I were already Wingate fans. We were already watching the steeple. Now you gave us more of a reason to keep up with cross country and keep up with your guys' social medias and your YouTube. I'm really excited to see what you guys got coming up the next season and next school year.
Yeah,
Oh,
thank you
thank you, guys.
for having us also. And I know Ricardo has to go, but maybe if you, I actually have nothing to do. So if you guys want to stay a bit more and ask questions to Soe, I can also stay with you. I don't know if also you guys have to go, but I don't know. I feel like maybe Soe I would like to participate a little bit. I don't know, as you guys
Rich,
want.
you got anything going on?
No, I just need to go to the bathroom.
All right, let's you want to go to the bathroom and I'll talk to these guys a little bit, or you
Yeah.
want to hop offline?
Yeah. No, that's fine. I'll just hop off real
right.
quick. Ricardo, good luck next week. Best of luck at the national
Thank you.
championships.
Appreciate it.
We'll be rooting
I
for
will
you.
make sure to make the W on the start line.
Yeah.
Yes, let's
and on
go.
the finish line.
Finish line as well if I win.
Good
Right.
luck to you. Safe travels.
Thank you. Appreciate it. You guys have a safe one as well. Good one.
Thank you.
See you, Rico.
See ya.
See you.
Bye, Soe.
Bye.
All right, so these guys already told me how to pronounce your name. I said it a couple times in the podcast. I butchered it. I also said that you were the one who got third in the steeple, so I apologize, because I now know you got second. It's Soleil.
Yeah, hey.
So hey, I can say that.
Yeah.
Awesome. So how's your summer going, sir? What have you been doing ever since the getting second in the steeplechase and having such a good year track and cross country?
I cried a lot since I got second because I wanted to win, but no, honestly, I've been resting a lot because since 3 years, since I come back from the US, I pushed my season in France to the French championships and some races. But this year I decided to take a longer break. So honestly, I have not been doing any competition, and I just started my build up for cross country right now. So it was pretty enjoyable to rest mentally and to. I mean, it was a crazy year as well, so it was hard to bounce back after nationals and cross country. So yeah.
How long of a break did you take?
I took 3 weeks and I started this week again, just with 4 days of running, and I'm gonna start seriously with specific mileage next week. But Coach Paul told us this week to just run 4 days and to stop whenever we are tired of running. So that was pretty nice.
You took 3 weeks off, and I know from some of my athletic days that would mentally kind of get to you. But in all reality, the science of everything, you really didn't lose much. So you feel fresh? You feel pretty good, or do you feel like, oh man, 3 weeks, I lost everything I did for the whole year?
Oh yeah, I feel like this. I feel like I have never been running in my life when I start running again. But I know that we have 2 big months of easy mileage coming up, so like there's no worry to be in shape not right now.
All right. And where are you right now?
Right now, I'm in at my girlfriend's place. It's in Annecy in the French Alps.
Okay. What is there altitude there? Sorry for not knowing any geography.
Uh, yeah, a lot, but not where she lives. She lives down the mountain, but there's a lot of mountains around us, but not. We live in the. I mean, she lives in the valley.
Did you grow up around that area or no?
No, I grew up around the southwest of France, around Bordeaux, next to the Atlantic Ocean. So pretty flat. And I didn't run at first. I was doing handball and soccer. I just started running in 2019.
Dang. What got you running?
I had to move we had to move to another house in another city, and I didn't want to join another handball club. It's a European sport. I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's a sport that you play with the hands, and you have to shoot in a goal. And then I just wanted to start another sport, and I always been running with my dad every now and then just for fun. And my dad made me meet a famous coach in my city that coached an athlete that got fifth in Rio Olympics on the steeplechase, and he was in this team. So I knew he was a good coach, and I did some practice with them, and I straight realized that I liked the environment, because in France it's pretty different. Like every practice, every last rep is a competition, so I like that, and that got me into competition, into running, into performance, and yeah, that's how it started.
Did you two know each other before you went to Wingate?
No,
No,
All right.
because also
no,
Tito started pretty late, and then after my first year of running, I went to the US, and then I saw Tituan on Instagram because he was doing well on the steeple, and he was gonna qualify to the Euros. And then I learned that he was coming to Wingate, so I welcomed him pretty well, but he would say no. But
no, he didn't. And that's why also I mentioned you earlier about the YouTube channel that we created together, because we just tried to become friends. Even if the first time he saw me, he barely say hi to me, and he just went to his friend, and I was left alone with no one to speak, because I couldn't speak English. So yeah, I was a bit. I was like, who is this cocky guy? And then it was actually really, really nice.
So you were at Wingate before Tituan?
no, me, I was 1 year
You were
before.
there for how did the coach Matt and Coach Paul find you, or did you have a like a recruiting service help you as well find a school in the US?
Yeah, I had the same recruiting service as Ricardo and Tituan. But as I started running, there was COVID happening, so I couldn't have any marks on track. So it was pretty hard to convince coach to trust me. But somehow, like Coach Paul, without any marks on the track, he saw that I was doing pretty well in cross country in France. So he put a bet on me. But at this time, he was the only one offering me anything with Colby, which was the junior college of Ricardo. So that was how it went.
So did you come to America sight unseen, or had you come here to visit first?
No, I come sign and scene, and I didn't do any visits before coming to Wingate, so it was a just adventure, and yeah.
Was your English limited as well when you got here?
Maybe not as much as the others, the other French people that come here, because in France the school doesn't really teach us a lot. Because I took a gap year and I spent 1 year in Denmark, and I learned English there before when I was 16.
Okay.
So yeah.
Was it a bit of culture shock coming to North Carolina?
Uh, yes and no, because I was expecting like a lot, like the big cities, and I mean America, but then I landed in Charlotte, and we didn't even go through the city. And then from Charlotte to Wingate, I remember just Coach Matt telling me about a story about each fast food, and it was just like it was not the skyscraper or like the big building I was thinking of. It was just countryside, and so it was not a big shock. Then it was more shock about the people and the different culture, and it was during the election of Trump, so
Mm-hmm.
it was a big. It was like I saw so
Chaos.
many flag around. I remember, and that was different for us, because in France it's very rare that you see a flag of France, but there, like I remember everywhere there was a flag of the US, and so yeah, I just have a lot of random uh, thought when I think about the first few days that yeah, shocked me. How I was a big change for me as a French.
So you started running in 2019. How many times have you become an All-American?
I think Tito knows better than me.
Your first time All-American was 2023. So 4 years.
4 times.
Four
But
times.
were you all American in cross
Oh,
country?
how many times you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got an American, I think 4 times, well, five times. Yeah, 5 times All American. And I'm 4 times All American.
All right. So
Okay.
5 times All American, and you've been running since 2019. Have you had a period where you weren't improving?
Yeah. I mean, the first year was really tough because it was a lot of mileage. I mean, that's pretty much for everyone, I guess, that going to college. But so the first year, I didn't even. I remember I broke 15 on the 5K the last day of my year here at conference of my freshman year, and then the second year I started to kick in a bit, and I did like a bit better on steeplechase. I started steeplechase, and I got third at my conference, and then the third year that's where I broke 9 in the steeple, and I qualified for the yes, I qualified for the first time at national on steeplechase, and I got an American second team. And then this year was the really, I think, the breakthrough because I got 10th at cross country, and then I did 8 flat on the 3K, and I broke 14, and I got 5th on the 3K at national indoors. And this year I got second on the steeplechase. And so yeah, I would say this year was the most improving year, and the 3 year before was like big build up of getting there, and this year was like a snapping thing.
Was it important to you? I know you said you had Colby as an option as well too, but was it important for you that choosing Wingate because Coach Paul is European as well?
Um,
Did that weigh in your decision at all?
I think yeah, more in the way that I was getting along, or I had a good feeling with him, and he was sending me good vibes or good energy. I don't think I thought a lot about the fact that he was European because Coach Matt also was pretty nice. And honestly, since he was almost the only offer, I couldn't really be picky about it, or I had to to go. There was no other choice, and I mean, it was the best choice anyway. If there was other offers, I guess, because I mean, it turned out pretty well. So
A question for
yes.
yeah, a question for both of you. With having such a large team, but also having a pretty big international presence, does that help having other internationals with things like being homesick?
Oh, yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, I would say it helps so much because, as Ricardo and I were saying, like it's a bit of a culture shock to be here. So at least when you have people from France or from anywhere in Europe, it's like I don't know. For example, if you go to do your studies in Germany, you're not really gonna be homesick because it's not far from home and it's like the same culture kinda. So yeah, having a lot of people from anywhere in Europe kind of bring you back home in a certain way, I would say. I mean, personally, it helped me.
yeah, I agree with you too. I mean, the fact that we are always together with other Europeans is not like if you were the only European surrounded by Americans, so you would feel a lot like America, which is normal. But in the team, I mean, we live with 3 other French, so it almost feels like we're in France.
And you mentioned you guys are living together, so what's that like at mealtime? Are you all cooking French food, or are you making American food? How's that go? Who's the chef in the house?
I think there is.
I think also we're living
I
with
think
Hamza. Well, go ahead, sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say each of us has his own qualities, and we all the time cook different food to others, and we do times a year, where everyone cooks a dish from his country, and so we can try. As I think Tito was gonna say, Hamza cooks a lot of Moroccan food, and Antonin, the roommate of Tito, cooks a lot of crepes, and Tito and me, we cook everything. I feel like
Yeah, everything. But
everything
we
that is better than the calf.
exactly. Most of the time we still eat at the caf than anywhere. I mean, we do sometimes eat in the flat, but most of the time it's the caf.
Are you
So-
making sweet or savory crepes?
Sweet.
He makes them sweet. I like them
Strawberries
both.
and Nutella?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Or jelly, or honey, or sugar, whatever. But most likely it's when we wanna, as I said, like we like food. So when we really wanna eat, so it's like a big piece of Nutella on it, and really fat. But don't tell that to
Indulgence.
yeah.
All right. So let's get a little inside baseball, boys. Thumbs down, thumbs in the middle, thumbs up. Food at the Wingate cafeteria.
Oh,
Is it?
It's
Is
mid.
it?
yeah. I would not say it's. I mean, it's mid sometimes, but just like at the beginning of each semester, they make it really nice. So it's like a big thumbs up, but then in the middle, it's getting like, oof. Yeah, exactly. But at the end, like the last few weeks when there is no one coming for any visit anymore, it's just bad. It's just bad.
Leftovers.
Exactly. It's leftovers, but I feel like it's leftovers from years and years and years. That's what I feel
So you just eating the salad bar at that point?
like. Exactly. Yeah.
So hey, you had mentioned that it took like 3 years, and this year was the kind of year that popped for you. And Teton had mentioned that it was a year and a half till the threshold training kind of kicked in. Was it the same for you with that, or was it just the adjustment to the training in general?
I think it was more general, because I couldn't really understand the threshold at first. The first year I was just going, it was very hard for me. So I'm not sure I was at threshold. And then when T21 came, the second year, I think my body was, I was feeling more fresh every day and better, less tired, but still like, if all the time I remember saying after the double tempos, I was saying to Coach Paul like all those weeks of double tempo, I need to digest them before performing because I feel like otherwise I'm gonna go to the races and run like I ran a marathon the day before because I was just so tired. So I feel it was more general, like the mileage in general, and like the threshold and all this was part of that, but like the general training was making me so tired. And I think like this year was my body was finally okay. Now we can train and race at the same time because we're used to it.
Do you have a favorite cross country or track?
Um, Whenever I perform, I like it so. Oh,
Good answer.
I said
Yeah,
cross country, Ricardo said track.
oh really?
Yeah.
You say cross country?
Yeah, I said cross country.
I would say track. Yeah, it's less painful.
So, what was it like for you being part of that trio, getting that 1, 2, 3 with your teammates? Were you happy that you guys got third, but still a little peeved that Teton got you?
No. I mean, honestly, straight when I crossed the line, and even the day before, the weeks or the month before, we always told to each other that we needed to come to the race as a team and not and let our ego on the side. And I think that's what we all did during the race. Otherwise, we could not have do 1, 2, 3 because we would have saved our energy for the last 400, for example. But like T21 taking 800 to go the lead, like and me passing in front again. Like is like our first intention at this time was to drop the people behind us and not each other. So when I crossed the line, I couldn't be sad to not win because that was not. I mean, that's always my goal and that's always our goal. But this time it was very collective and it felt like cross country. I turned around and I saw Ricardo getting third, and my first thought was like, "Oh, we did it!" It's so kind. I was a bit more happy, but I was like, "We did it! It's crazy! 1, 2, 3!" And so I was not thinking a lot about the individual performance as much.
Did you have that dance planned out, Bree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Were you
Yeah,
practicing?
we did this dance before California when we run sound running, when we actually also performed pretty well. Soe this time won. It was Soe, me, and Ricardo was supposed to be third, but he had a lot of struggle on the last barrier, so he finished fifth. And we did like 8:37, no 8:38, 38, 39, and 39 for me and Ricardo. And then the day before in the hotel we planned a dance that we wanted to do if we perform well in sound running in California, but also if we win at national. So we planned it a little bit prior the national.
And so when do you gentlemen come back stateside to get ready for cross country?
when do we come back to the US?
Yeah.
The 15th of August.
Okay.
But then we have 2 more weeks of my easy mileage, and then we start practicing. And the first race is Lehigh in start of October, I think. 2. Oh.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly when it's Lehigh, but the first real race will be Lehigh because I explained you how we tempo the first few races, so there are no races at all. I mean, now that obviously your first year, your freshman year, it's a race, but after you understood, when you're a bit more wise, you understand that you just need to tempo it. So the first real race is gonna be Lehigh in October. I think beginning of October. I think.
And when you guys come back to the United States, will you have a week or two of just cross country before classes start?
Yeah, I think so. No, so
Yeah.
Will you go
That's it.
anywhere to train, or will you be training on campus?
No, we're training on campus, and
Sugar, so.
yeah, and the
So,
first 2 weeks we just have to adjust as well to the humidity because it's for everyone that is not from North Carolina. It's a big weather shock. So, I mean, the 2 weeks of easy mileage feels good because it's like the first workout, even after 2 weeks of being in the humidity, it kills us because it's at 3:30 of the afternoon and it's just so humid that everyone dies, and you finish the workout like very, very drained physically because of the humidity, not because of the workout, because it's just like a 5 mile sub tempo and it's not very fast, but it's very hot.
Now, will you guys early in the season? Will you guys practice early in the morning or later in the evening to avoid that?
No.
No.
No. Sometimes since we all come from Europe, we are all a bit jet lagged. So Coach Paul will make the workout in the morning. But since there will be like new freshmen, also American, I doubt that it's gonna be like, yeah, tomorrow let's see each other at 7 a.m. Because also we have nothing to do all day, so it's just gonna be 3:30, like always.
Yeah.
And how many of the top 7 from last year are returning?
Everyone but Basti.
So you got 6 out of the 7?
Yeah, Basti, that was number 7 on the result at national. He's not coming back because he's great. He actually arrived in the same time as Soe was his roommate, but Soe is staying 1 more year because of his COVID year, but he decided to go back and do a master at home in Germany.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting.
Do you guys know of any recruits coming in, or do you guys already have a couple bullets loaded in the chamber as far as other teammates that have been there to kind of get into that spot that's going to need to be filled?
Um, I don't really know T2. I don't really know how many or who is coming new because we don't really. I mean, sometimes they reach out to us to ask us how it is there, but I saw on the training plan so many new names that I've not been. I don't know about. So, but other than this, I don't know any faces. So I'm looking forward for this.
And also, there's something that Coach Paul said a lot at the beginning of each season where he's doing a big meeting and he's saying about the fact that we should not think about the top 7 at all for all season long, because it's not about being in the top 7, but it's about winning national. And if your goal is just to be in the top 7, then you like on the wrong goal, on the wrong path. So actually, I never thought about it, but I think like even on the top 6 that's staying from last year, there might be like a complete change when there is like, I don't know, only 2 guys from last year staying in the top 7 next year, because you just never know who's gonna be the best, what can happen if some people is gonna be injured and stuff. And we have such a depth in this team that honestly, like you can definitely have like a completely whole number 7. I mean, top 7 next year. Like actually, literally, they don't know what can happen. So like I cannot say who's gonna fill out the seat, because it might be like 7 people fill out the 7 seats that are different from last year.
Are you worried about anyone taking your spot?
No, that's what's great about competition. If you're scared of, I would say losing, then you're gonna lose. You should be just excited, and it's not really like I would be really happy if somebody go instead of me and they still win nationals. I mean, obviously I want to go, and I think it's the same for Soe, but I don't really compete against my teammates.
So you talk about that competition, and you guys, the 3 that we've had on today, you guys are all coming back. You guys all had successful years. You guys were All Americans track, All Americans cross country, national champs. How how do you know you got that target on your back, or is it just what you just said? It's like, hey, I'm here to compete. I'm here to compete against myself. If I keep on getting better myself, I don't have to worry about that target on my back. It's just gonna get bigger, and I'm gonna keep moving forward.
You like the target on our racks from other teams, like
Yes.
knowing that
Just knowing who you guys are and knowing that you guys are ones that want to beat in cross country and in the steeplechase.
in our team.
No, all the teams.
Like
Sorry,
School of Mines, Adams State, Western State, Grand Valley, those guys are coming
Pittsburgh
for
State.
Oh
you.
yeah,
Pittsburgh State, yeah.
I mean, I think it's different for. I mean, Coach Paul told us that coming second last year, because the year before we got second, was hard for us because the only thing we can do better is win. But he told us that this year will be even harder because people expect us to win and we are not the underdogs anymore. So, like, it's another type of pressure that we have to learn to deal with it, because we cannot go there and expect to win because we won last year. It has to go like it's like in soccer or in when you go for halftime and maybe the score before the halftime is 2-1, and then you go again on the field and you say in your mind now it has to be 0-0, because you want to go there with no expectation to be at your best. And so I think that's what we're going to try to do. And but I mean, for personally with Tito, I think we like this type of pressure, and we like the trash talk and the day before when you go on the national meet and you start looking at other team and you can feel the pressure in their eyes and all this tension. And I think that's why we're doing this sport.
Yeah.
Maybe it doesn't feel good sometimes, like when you lose or even when you have so much pressure, it like makes you very anxious and like you have a lot of pain in the stomach. Or but I think that's why we're doing this sport, for this kind of emotion. And if you take it in the right way, if you can find a like, if you know that you're doing this because you it's just a sport and it's not it's not all about this your life. So if you remember this and that you can take pleasure, then it's amazing.
So do you guys take advantage of that French accent and that French dialect as far as when, talk trash, see other competitors, you throw a French slang at them, something in native tongue, kind of intimidate them?
Yeah, that's what Ricardo did in the freak at national. With the Adam State kid, he they were like elbowing each other, and Ricardo screamed at him in Portuguese. So I think the Adam State guy was pretty surprised,
That's
pretty
awesome.
scared. Yeah.
Are you friendly
yeah.
with the guys from out west? Is it a friendly rivalry?
Yeah.
I think
It's actually coming in the south of France because there's another guy from Adam State. I don't know if you know him, Romain Legendre.
Yeah.
He won the 5K and he set the 5K record and did to record, and he's a good friend of mine, and they coming in because he's living next to my city, and they coming here. The guy from Adam State for summer, so I got to see them. But yeah, it's nice. Yeah, it's a really nice rivalry. When like we party after last national, it was with them.
Awesome.
Not sure I was supposed to say that, so
No one's listening. Don't worry.
Yeah. We won't tell. So, hey, I appreciate you hopping on, Hitan.
Yeah,
I
so-
appreciate you staying and telling us,
Yeah.
hey, my teammate's here, talk to him a little bit. We appreciate that. And man, Wingate, we are fans. Don't want to say our favorite because we have some other Division II teams that have been on here, so we got to be respectful to everyone, but we are rooting for you guys, and I can't wait to see what you do next year. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and I'll send you. Sorry to cut you off. I'll send you when we done with Sway for the reportage of us going 1, 2, 3. It's gonna be a long video, but I'll send it to you so you can enjoy it and see it back.
Thank you.
And we'll
Thank
put that
you.
in the show notes for you as well too, so we get it out for the fans. And hope you guys have a relaxing little break, but ramp it up and have a great training summer. And we'll look forward to seeing you in the fall.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. It
Thank
was
you
nice
very
to.
much.
Nice to meet you guys.
So-
Take
Bye bye,
care.
guys.
See ya.
Thank you.